Whoa.
Whoa.
Those birds.
They're coming to get you?
Yeah.
The birds are coming to get you. You excited? You awake yet? Here. Need some drink. You good? How you doing?
I'm good.
You ready?
Yeah.
It's Thanksgiving, everyone. How's everyone doing on this fine turkey day? All right, let me make sure I have the. This is the beach. Let's show them the beach. Here it is, guys. For all you people having a nice hot day. You're not.
Cold
it's
day.
cold. Yeah, there's the beautiful water. Happy Turkey Day. And if you're not eating turkeys, Grammy's eating pizza. I prefer tacos for Thanksgiving. Do you have a choice?
Every
Yeah.
year.
Well, it hasn't changed. Consistency is a part of life. I have our friend Frostbite.
Yeah.
That's right, Frostbite. So they made these cool shirts. They even put our logo on it. I know, right?
That's cool.
I know, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Fernando wants this desperately on our shirts with like the flag and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But they sent us these cool shirts. And then Haley's wearing the new Boring Life t-shirt. So you have toe shoes, Vans, pizza, Disney, YouTube, Boring Life, bye. I know. And then Beatles, which is great because we got this when we were in Long Beach.
Yes.
So this is our
Yes,
Long
we
Beach
did.
Beatles shirt.
Mm-hmm.
When we went shopping one night. It seems like such a long time ago that we actually remember back before the world sucked.
Last year.
Oh my gosh. But yes, so happy Thanksgiving to everyone and welcome
Oh my
the
God.
beach. And of course, hashtag Team Morale. You know, it's funny, on the Kicker show I did this week, they asked for a picture, so I sent them the picture of us with Barney in the background.
Uh-huh.
And I was wearing a Morale hat. No one asked about the Barney, they just all asked, were you wearing a Morale hat? It's like, yeah. Barney. For those who do want to see me a picture with Barney and singing and dancing, by all means check out the Boring Life of Tina and Haley and you get to see me with Barney.
What's up, Bobby?
So-
Edgar. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Edgar.
$5. Thank you, man.
Edgar's the man. Does it sound all right? We're just curious. I know there's going to be some background noise. Apparently this group of birds moved into this tree over here for us, and I forgot my gun. But
All right.
no, to shoot it up, make noise. Just a noise maker. I mean, come on. Greetings from Ohio. Oh, hi. Oh, sounds fine. Perfect. We're using the big mic today.
Yeah.
So there will be random cars passing behind us and hanger-oners and walker-byers and all that other fun stuff because we
it's
are at a
lot of
public
people.
beach.
Yeah. It's
but-
surprising how many people they come and just walk and run.
Oh yeah, so there's a trail that passes that everyone gets to walk down, and today is, Bobby, 22. But yeah, today there's no social distancing in Florida, guys. So just in case you're wondering, we don't
Yes, there is.
we don't have the. We won't get into politics. Love the channel, bro. We love you guys, and that's why
Thank
we do
you.
this. I mean, I know, this morning, Thursday morning, it's great to have a day off. I got to be honest with
Yeah.
you. I woke up this morning and I felt like 110% better, even though I got no sleep last night.
Oh, really? 110% better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, like it says there, 110% is for pussies.
Okay.
Anyways, so I felt way better this morning, and then it was like, I don't know. It was just great to not have to work today. So we hope you guys are going to be 47 in Iowa.
Yes.
Did you say 147?
Where?
Is that what you just said?
No, 47.
Oh, okay.
Iowa, man. Slow it down.
I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, Haley, getting ready to graduate here soon. Excited? Why are you
No.
not excited? Getting ready for the next part of your life, man.
Yeah.
Oh, beetle.
Wow.
Ooh,
It's
Herbie.
like a
That's
sign.
Herbie, yeah.
Excited of what? Change the topic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So let's talk about the quad box for a couple minutes. Since we have you here,
my God.
Let's just talk about it because we talked about it today on the Tuesday on the Kicker Show.
Mhm.
Towards the end of the show, I was like, let's talk about something else, and I brought up the quad box because they're giving one away. In case you guys didn't know, you can go over to Derek's video that he just did on the quad box and register to win. I think you have until like the 12th or the 15th. So
Oh, really?
yeah, it's a long time away, and they're giving away like a quad box 2400.1, a CS 4-channel. There's a company that's paired with them that's giving away a set of coaxials. If you drive to that place, they'll actually put it in for you. There's a power kit. So there's all this fun stuff. But before all of that fun and excitement happened,
Nice.
the first person to get a quad box to play with that the public could see was you.
Yes.
You're the OG, man.
Wow.
Yeah, you're the only one.
You're the only gangster
Yeah.
here. So you drove around with a quad box before anyone else had access to a quad box.
in the world.
So all you cool guys are like, boy, I got this badass. Dude,
That was
Girl.
her. That was her.
was rocking the quad box before everyone else was rocking the quad box.
Yeah.
They should have had you on.
I'm famous.
You are famous. You are famous. And if you
Yeah.
want to see the video of her like first experience in the quad box, you can see it over on the Boring Life of Dean and Haley. She has.
Our most viewed video.
It is the most viewed video because
It's got like
it's,
18,000 views.
it is the quad box. So yeah, I don't have a video for quad box. Trust me, when Joe called me and said, hey man, you guys want the quad box to play with for a little bit? I was like, yeah. He goes, you have a car to put it in? And I immediately was like, we'll figure it out. I mean, dude, remember we slid it in here for the first
Yeah.
time and it was
That's right.
like,
Wow.
it set, I
Perfect.
mean, it came right to the door. It was like, it ain't perfect, but it fits and the door closes.
Yeah.
Bang on, my friend. And there was guys like, you should do this, you should do that. It's like, we just got it in the car, man. I mean, let's just have some fun with it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and so, how fun was it?
It was a lot of fun. It was fun when I wanted it to be fun.
Toss.
I wanted it to leave.
You wanted it to leave? Yeah, but you were
Yes.
sad. I mean, you complained when I took it out.
I don't know why.
I think you don't have.
I think it was just cool and everyone wanted to see it.
Right.
So
It-
I felt
yeah.
cool.
It brought up your cool game.
Yeah.
Because
Everyone still asks me about it. Like all my friends, they still want to see it. I'm like, sorry.
All right, so should we put together like a petition to get Kicker to send you a quad box? Get Steve Irby to hook you up with a Thanks Haley quad box? Maybe they'll come out with a
I'm
new
not
quad
gonna
box.
say no.
So you miss your quad box. You wanted it gone,
It's
but at the
like-
same time,
It's like 50-50.
right? Because
Sometimes I wish I had it, and sometimes I'm like, I like my trunk space.
you get that taste. You get that little taste of bass, of big bass. Because I mean, she's got L7T, so I mean, it's not like she's lacking in any regards there. But you get that little taste of bass, big bass. Oh, you know what we should do? Oh, so one of the other thoughts I had was getting like a big 15, like a big 15 or an 18 ported. Oh, an 18 ported would be the
Oh, it's
yeah, that'd be cool.
the L7.
Haley needs a quad box with 4/8s. That'd be
I
cool.
Like that. I like that.
I mean, the success of the quad box is leading to what we're guessing is, or
That
what
would
they
be the
keep
same
hinting
size.
about, is more forms of the quad box. So
Yeah.
410s, a 4/8s might be coming out. I know nothing. I'll tell you right now, they haven't told me nothing. So I can talk about it because they haven't said anything. So until they actually say something, they're officially, I can speculate with all you guys. But so you missed the quad box though, huh?
The boys asked me about it last night.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
When
funny.
you're leaving.
So it was so big, her little pullover cover wouldn't fit. So we just had a big blanket on it, and so no one would see it. And what was you had a couple guys that got in the back seat,
Yeah. Sean and Carson.
and they were like, "What's the blanket?"
Yeah.
And then the one kid lifted it up.
Yeah. And they were like, holy crap. I said, sorry, I can't play it for you. Special viewings only.
You get a sign.
Reservations only.
Oh my god. Oh, Dad.
What's up, Victor?
I can totally keep secrets. Trust me, I can totally keep secrets. I
He's
just
good
when I
at
don't
keeping
have to, I
secrets.
try not to. Like for example, we have a secret that's sitting right here that we were going to talk about if it got released today, but it didn't, so we're not going to talk about it. So it's kind of a bummer, but hey, you'll find out soon enough. So what do you got?
Alright, guys, what's a good crossover point for the Kicker Q10, the round version?
I mean, when it comes to the subwoofer, most of the time we start at 80 hertz and we kind of go up or down from there. If it's a small sealed box, you may want to go down lower. I've found that typically it will sound better. It also depends on where the subwoofer is. If it's further in the back of the car, 80 hertz is a good place to be. If it's closer to you, sometimes at 80 hertz you might get some just weird distortion noise coming off of it, or it just doesn't blend well with the mid bass. And I've found turning it down to 70, sometimes 60 will help that. It just depends on what you're coupling it to in the door and also what kind of amplifier you're running, whether it has bass boost. But you don't want to turn it down too low, because what you'll see is the power band in the amplifier will be reduced. A lot of the times these amplifiers, you know, even though they're supposed to be linear, they're not, and they have a little boost. So if you go too quick, you actually will lose power from the amplifier. So 80 hertz is a great place to start. And there again, none of these crossover points are carved in stone unless we're talking about a tweeter, in which case it's a lot more critical. But I would start with 80 and just kind of move up and down from there. If it's a gain style crossover point, just tune it to something that sounds like 80. Play some different music and try experimenting with it, turning it down and turning it up. If you turn it up, basically you're going to introduce more sound into the woofer, which can generate more heat, and sometimes that's bad, but usually not. The other thing too is the higher you go, the more mid-range sound it gets. It gets kind of ringy and kind of hollow, so you don't want to go up too high. When it's a smaller driver, sometimes playing up actually works better. However, sometimes playing it down actually works better because it is a smaller driver. Like if you play an 8 at like 120 hertz, sometimes it sounds great, but then sometimes it gets a bell sound to it that just kind of like, and you're like, what the hell is that? And you know, oh yeah, it's a crossover, and you turn it down. So you gotta kind of play with it. 80 is a good midpoint to just kind of start having some fun.
Yeah.
What is funny? What is funny?
Said that Paul Blart just drove by.
Oh, did Paul? Dude, you gotta just say it out, man. Don't laugh. We all want to be on the joke.
Sorry.
Did you ever time align your subwoofer?
All the time.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Here's the problem with time aligning a subwoofer, because all right, think of it like this. You have a left and right, rear, front, all that. All those are fixed volumes, meaning when you turn the volume up, they all move linear once they're set. So it all does this. Your subwoofer will move linear with them, but as soon as you introduce the bass knob, well then they do this now. So you can time align your woofer into the system to have the sub bass sound like it's coming from the front, but the minute you adjust the subwoofer volume control, it's going to move. So if you're worried about, like, you want to have people sit in the car and totally enjoy, let's say, the SQ portion of the build, what you want to do is find out, you want to time alignment for a specific volume point on the volume knob. Bring it in and then adjust the time delay so that the subwoofer sounds like it's coming from the front, okay, or it's blended well with the mid bass. And then just maybe mark that spot on the bass knob so that as you go there, because the minute you go below it, the sub is going to move back, and the minute you go above it, there again, the sub is going to move back and just become overpowering of the system. So yes, you can time align the subwoofer. It just depends on various effects as far as what you're trying to get. Most people end up playing the subwoofer way louder than what time alignment will actually allow them to do.
What is the best high pass starting point for the crossover frequency with a 6x9 and the door?
So I know we say 80 hertz a lot, and the thing is, with 80 hertz, it is a spectacular starting point for just about every crossover you're gonna do. Now, on a front speaker, 80 hertz is plenty, because sometimes you go higher. Like on the rears, I typically start at 110. You don't necessarily need your 6x9 to play down to 60 hertz. You can if you're coupling it with, let's say, a smaller mid subwoofer. So let's say you what?
Grandma's watching.
Oh, hey, Grammy.
Hi, Grandma.
So let's say you have a 110, and it's doing okay, but you want more mid bass you want more of that sound. Bringing them down lower and coupling with that driver will give you a more fuller sound. But it just also depends on the type of 6x9 you have. You know, if you buy a set of $49 Pioneer 6x9s, chances are good they're not going to perform well at 60 hertz, 50 hertz, or something like that. And you really don't need them to play that low. So start at 80, work your way up or down. Now, if you have an adjustable, your slope is adjustable, like 24 dB, moving that down is okay if it's a benefit. Remember, if you don't hear a significant change, then go back. But if 12 dB at 80 hertz, you're still getting a ton of sound all the way down into those lower frequencies.
All right.
Okay, guys, wait.
Hold on.
Misconception. This is not a watch. This is a watch. This is health information. This is a watch. Everyone always asks.
This is my road ID, so that when they find me on the side of the road, passed out from running,
hopefully that never happens.
There's phone numbers on here for them to call, so that they know who to call. And then there's a phrase on here. My allergies are on here.
You don't need to say the phrase. You've already said it once.
No, but there's a phrase on here, so they go, haha, dude, I guess that didn't work.
Yeah.
So no, and then Apple Watch has 2 different bands, so great.
Passed out drunk.
Passed out drunk. That would never happen.
That would never happen. What's up, Christian?
If that happened, the world would be worse than it is now.
Do you want to know what Grandma just said? She said, Haley, where's mine?
Oh, good God.
All right. I have an Addison Boche 5.1.
Ooh, nice.
I spoke with Lance.
Good guy.
He told me I could use a car battery bank in the positive cap terminal. Can you help me figure it out why?
Could use a what? I don't understand the question.
Battery bank in the positive cap terminal.
I couldn't use a car battery bank in the positive cap terminal. I don't understand the question. Sorry, I don't get it. But that's okay. Hey, by the way, while we're thinking about it, have I mentioned that we're at the beach?
Oh my
And there it is. And then there's that guy. Look at that guy right there, ruining the shot. But hey, it's okay. Look how nice it is. And just for you guys, I can't. What's the weather today? What's it like? Give me a weather report there.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Somebody tell me.
75.
Ooh,
Yeah.
75 and breezy. That brings us to the next point. There's only really one news story that we're aware of right now, and that's the ship with the containers that fell into the New Zealand Sound there. So there's no news really happening this week other than crazy shoppers tomorrow and all that nonsense. So we're not going to be doing news tomorrow. I apologize. So you guys can sleep in tomorrow, which most of you will be doing anyway. So there'll be no news. That's okay. Haley, are you single? And she's going to stay that way for as long as she lives at the house. So just go away.
Anyways, thank you, Ricardo and Synthetics 83 for the $5.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Was there another one? I thought there was one
There
before
were
that.
3.
What was the second one?
I just said it.
Oh,
Ricardo.
what was the third one?
Synthetics 83.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Say,
They're all just thank you.
Ricardo and Synthetics. Yeah.
CT Sounds, huh? You like those guys? That's a sad story too about the guy passing away. Yeah. I don't know. Terrible thing.
Let me just go
ahead. No, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
No, I'm gonna step out. Say something. Talk.
No, it's okay.
I'm tired of talking. Your turn.
Okay, well, my plans after school, I'm taking a year off and working at an autism center with kids, and then I'm applying for grad school the following year to become a doctor.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this one out. Death bounce for life. Row. Fernando, what's your dream system? I know this is one of those crazy questions because to be honest with you, he's kind of living his dream right now.
So now that you mentioned,
yes.
Yesterday I was playing in my phone and I'm started looking in the Helix because now the new Helix, they nice. So I was thinking
Speakers or amps?
amplifiers.
Okay, Helix
So
amplifiers.
Helix amplifiers, the M1.
So doesn't Jeff have the M1?
No, he has the 6. P6.
Oh, he has two.
He has two.
Okay.
He has the P6. No, but I was thinking it's like the M4. I'm sorry, 2 M4s, one for each mid bass.
Okay.
Bridget.
Right.
And then another 4-channel for the mid-range and the tweeters.
Now, don't they make a 4-channel DSP amp?
They make a 4-channel.
Which one is
DSP.
that?
That will be that. Yeah.
So we get the
But
4-channel.
then-
Okay, but then.
But then we're gonna add the rear speakers and the subwoofer, so we need 9 channels.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the likelihood of us ever getting around to making
Yeah.
8 pillars is kind of
Yeah,
thin.
no,
so
yeah. But
technically 2 4-channels.
2 4-channels
And an M1.
and the M1 for the sub. Yeah, that
Okay.
will be the sub.
I mean, we know a guy.
yeah.
We know a guy. So, I mean, we know a guy.
Yeah.
And that guy will be on the show December 7th, which is the kickoff for the 200 days. I'm sorry, the 12 days of Christmas special that we're doing. So, December 7th, Doug Dobson from MSC, which is the rep firm that handles Helix in, what's the other one? Sorry, it's Saturday. Stinger Radars and
Stinger,
Blam.
Helix,
Thank
Blam.
you.
Yeah.
We'll be here to answer questions, to give away the whole Helix package we have coming, basically
Wow,
the stuff
that's
you
insane.
want, so
Yeah.
maybe you could run for it. Braxton Helix, same company. It's basically Audio-Tech Fisher is the parent company of them. So yeah, you want the Helix stuff, huh? You're drinking Jeff's Kool-Aid.
You know,
It's okay,
I
man.
have the Helix Mini DSP.
Yeah, and you
it
really
looks
like that.
Cool. I really love that one. So it's like.
How about those? Okay, so I like what the guy just said. Dream big. How about those? The D'Amore amplifiers.
Oh, I see now it's like.
The big ones, not those
Yeah.
new little, affordable ones.
Yes, exactly.
It starts December 7th.
Starts December 7th on that. We
What day is
posted.
that?
It's a Monday.
It is a Monday.
Yeah, it is a Monday. Yeah, because
And it
it'll
goes
start.
all the way till the 31st?
Yeah, the 31st
Or
will be the
this-
last day of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
Happy
those
Thanksgiving,
amplifiers
guys.
are
4
nice.
days of Christmas, guys.
How does the D'Amore sound quality wise? So technically, D'Amore has 3 amplifier lines now.
Right now, yes.
He has the big Dream amplifiers that Steve just got a bunch of, which are those big, heavy things. And when I say they're heavy, I kid you not, those are some of the heaviest amplifiers I picked up. I think they weigh like 25 pounds.
That's insane.
I mean, it's one of those things where you lift it up, I'm like, damn, you can just lift these, like, get a bitchin' workout. And then on the opposite side of that, he has the next step down, which are those mini AB class amplifiers that are like this big, have the plastic tops, that have shipped in very limited quantities.
Yes.
And now we have the new ones that just came out, which are the affordable amplifiers that he's selling. Weight
Thank
of
you,
your Zen 9.
Daniel.
I don't know how much the Zen 9 weighs, but I can tell you it's probably pretty close to those. You gotta remember those D'Amore amps, like the whole bottom of it is made out of like 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch aluminum. So it's like a panel that's this big that is just like, and then he has those 4 giant heat sinks in the middle of the amplifier. The Zen is heavy, there's no doubt about it, but these things are dense.
If
It's
you
like,
have the opportunity to talk to him one day, just in any show that he can explain you the concept of the design of the amplifier.
Oh my God.
Come from the Mercedes, his car, and it's like, what? How he designed it and everything that was very cool.
Yeah, his thought process there is quality first.
Yeah.
Now, Fernando has sat in his little blue car that has all the little micro ABs in it. That was the one where he filmed a video where he talked about that I blow up my $1,500 tweeter or whatever the heck it was. And it just turns out he was in a hurry, made crappy crossovers. How did you like the way that sounded?
Oh, that sounded really nice.
Like he was going to say anything different than
no,
that.
No, but like, you can be like, yeah, it was okay. No, that's like, wow.
I mean, it was no quad box in Haley's car.
Yeah, right?
Dude, remember when that bass would hit and you're just like, the whole car would shake and
You
you're
had
just
to like take a break because it just like hurt.
Yeah.
It is a lot.
I don't know, it scared me because I was like, the car's gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
Dude, you didn't, and I know you were mad because we took the 5K out before you got to hear it.
What is that?
That was the big amp that we put in, the 5,000 watt sound digital we had, because that was the weekend you guys were going out of town, and you were like,
I don't know. There's been so much stuff in my car. I can't remember.
well, how do you like what you have in here now? Because you have the new KS and the new kicker key.
It's really nice.
You gotta talk that way.
Sorry.
And loud. Remember, camera,
That's
mic.
not my. I don't know what I'm gonna say.
It's not your forte.
Yeah.
You just like, okay. You're waiting for a new radio. Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
I'll give you a better reaction when I get a new radio.
Okay. Haley's Car Lab. It is totally the Car Lab,
Yeah.
Christian.
Raphael, thank you, man, for the 5.
What did that say?
Yesterday-
About Haley?
Haley's car looked like
Oh.
Jello when the quad box was there.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
did.
Okay.
It's
I should
crazy.
I'm not gonna touch it because
All right, so
things up.
Raphael,
Okay,
he
go
said, yesterday I noticed that I burned my JL Audio C5 tweeters.
Ooh.
That you recommend the JL Audio C7s or Audio Frog G15s. That's it.
All right, so the first question, anytime you blow a speaker, is you have to do a little investigation, figure out why did you blow the speaker.
Mhm.
Was it and you have to run the whole spectrum of what happened, okay? You follow me here? So why did it break? That's the first question you have to ask yourself.
Yeah.
All right,
With anything. In
was
life.
it an improper gain? Did you have the plus or minus dB switch on the crossover set improperly? Did you have the treble turned up too high? Basically, why were they not loud enough that caused you to have to play them louder to blow them? Is the amplifier you're powering with too small? So these are all the things you need to figure out first.
The
because
proper crossover that
that-
you have, yeah.
That is the most important thing. Then you decide what to do next. So if you blew them because they weren't loud enough, why weren't they loud enough? Small amplifier or just the design of the tweeter? If it's a small amplifier, going to a better C7 tweeter isn't going to solve the issue because that's going to take even more power to get loud. So I'm not going to recommend to go out and buy a more expensive tweeter until you figured out why you blew them.
Distortion.
So that's important because it might have been, because it's a C5. It's a good tweeter. It handles a decent amount of power and will play loud. So I don't know, but you may need bigger amplifiers because that's usually the problem is that, I mean, tweeters don't take a whole heck of a lot of power. They actually take very little power. I mean, like 5 watts is like a lot. Most of them between 1 and 3 watts is all a tweeter sees. However, because of the way the power band works, you do have to put a lot of power at them to get this little tiny small amount of power that's way over here on the end of the spectrum.
And still people don't believe when they say the tweeter only take like from 1 to 5 watts only. That's it. It's like, I'm gonna put 120.
Yeah, good luck.
My system is going in a 2020 Lexus IS with a Mark Levinson system. The big one HD to 5.1K. Wow. And a Quattro.
Okay.
I still don't know what kind of speakers.
Oof.
I mean, you have Addison in there, so I would go with the Boche or
Thesis.
the Thesis. Yeah.
I mean, you got tons of power, so it's really not a matter of power. You got 2 5.1s, so you have 2 5.1s, so you have 4 channels of A-class amplifier, 4 channels of AB-class amplifier, and 2 channels of D-class amplifier, plus the Quattro, which is another 4 channels of AB-class power. You can pretty much run any brand you wanted. So go crazy. I mean, me personally, I would look at something from these guys. Hashtag Team Morel. But I'm biased. They're my favorite. I love them. You've been listening to Morels your whole life. Doesn't even care. Doesn't even care. Turns on the home theater, curls up into a ball, and just, I'm gonna watch YouTube. I don't care. The only time she did care, this was a proud moment in dad life, which I know we've talked about probably every year, but because some of you guys are new, was at the Bose store. Remember the Bose store?
God.
Oh, it's a proud
This is
dad
his
moment.
most talked about a story.
It is. It's a great story. We go. We listen to the Superman versus Batman. The guy's like, "Bro, check it out, man. This thing sounds awesome." We leave. We go down the escalator. What did you say to me, Haley?
Was it supposed to sound that bad?
Brought a tear to my eye. So good.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Ooh, favorite Thanksgiving food.
All of it?
I do love all of it. I am partial to the carb side of it for sure. I do like stuffing and gravy.
Oh my gosh, just say gravy.
Gravy on anything. Like gravy on
Gravy's
all of it.
favorite.
Just like all the food, put gravy on it. Vegetables, everything. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Ah, man.
I know,
I
and
don't,
it's so
I
good.
don't, I don't, I eat everything.
I know. This is like Paul's national holiday. Like
Yeah.
I like green bean casserole.
Yeah.
with gravy.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Extra crunchies.
Extra crunchies and gravy.
No. That makes the crunchies soggy.
What did that say? The
All
last
right.
question about reverse polarity on the
Hang on.
Twitter?
Hang on.
Hang on.
What is the best option for a mid-bass on a 2018 Mustang?
Ooh, you need something really shallow.
Yeah.
Depends on what you're teaming it up with. Morels would probably be the easiest to fit because they're only that deep.
Yes.
They're 3-inch mid bass that they make. However, a lot of the 2.5-inch or the 2-inch, like the Audison 2-inch, the Morel 2-inch, little tiny guys like that, the Audio Frog, might be too deep because of that back plastic piece. But I know those two little 2-inch guys would fit. We have fit a set of Focal Flax in there, which is a 2.5-inch, a little deeper. But you do have to make a whole new panel. You don't pull the speaker out of the factory bracket, you pull the whole bracket off and make a new bracket to go in there, because if not, the speaker will stick out and hit the door panel. So you have to actually go back farther into it.
Yeah.
Who's the $10 from?
David, that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the $10. Happy Thanksgiving, bro.
Now what was there was a polarity question that like came up. I don't know. Dean likes cheese pizza. I love cheese pizza. Coal-fired cheese pizza.
What reverse polarity on tweeters cause?
All right, so reverse polarity on tweeters it could cause the system to sound way better, and that's a funny
Sometimes.
topic.
Yeah.
What happens is at the crossover point between the mid-range and the tweeter, if it's a 12 dB Butterworth crossover, you get a phase inversion that happens, and basically it's a dip. So you can get anywhere between, let's say, 0.5 to -3 dB dip at that crossover point. So you have your sound, you'll get a hole, and then the tweeter will play. Just because those two, when they come together at that point, you get a void. If you flip the tweeter 180 degrees out of phase with the mid bass, then, or polarity, because you're changing the positive and negatives, then what you get is a solution to that. It will actually flatten those two out, and you won't have that problem. Now keep in mind, when they're playing two totally different sets of frequencies, so you're not going to get the cancellation, you actually get a boost. So sometimes when you put tweeters into a car and you do a polarity test, these will pop red and these will pop green, and you're like, I did it wrong, and you look at it all and you're like, no, it's all wired up right. That's because the manufacturer, when they designed their crossovers, they had that problem, and the simplest solution for it, instead of redesigning the crossover because that's where it needed to be, was to just 180 degrees on the tweeter, problem solved. By the time they get to your head, they'll all be in the right direction and everything will sound fine. So it's neither bad nor good. Now, if you build a 24 dB Linkwix-Riley crossover, you don't have that problem because that slope automatically fixes that. And the way that the names, so you have Bessel, Linkwix-Riley, Butterworth, there's like two other ones. It all has to do with that curve, that slope when it's coming and it goes down. That area there is what's the name kind of portrays and what it does and all that other. What am I?
Skateboarder.
Yeah, he's getting his workout on.
All right.
Okay.
An install question.
Okay.
I'm not willing to drill.
Pay attention.
I'm not willing to drill through the floor for a ground in a 2010 Suzuki Grand Vitara,
Yeah.
where is the cabin the best place to ground?
Well, come on, man. Have I mentioned the beautiful beach in the background? See, you could have totally done that and been like, have you mentioned the beautiful beach? Want to try it again? All right, ready?
No.
I'm gonna do it. Ready? It's your turn. Ready? We're gonna play along.
No.
Just say it. Have I mentioned the beautiful beach?
Have I mentioned the beautiful beach back here? Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful.
So, depending on where you mounted your amplifier, there's a possibility for a lot of different options as far as grounding goes. Grand Vitara is a unibody construction, so where the battery's mounted and the whole car is all one big piece of metal. So you're good there as long as there's a decent ground coming off the battery to that piece of metal, which is the unibody. Should be fine. You may need to upgrade it. Some of the older vehicles, it's like a crappy 8 gauge. If you ran a 4 gauge, you might want to run a 4 gauge just to fix that.
So now we talk about 5,000.
5,000 watts?
5,000 watts.
So you're going to want to upgrade that factory ground to a 0 gauge?
Yeah.
Once you've upgraded, that's what everyone talks about, the big 3 or the big 4 or whatever it is. It's just replacing the factory grounds to make sure that the ground plane in the car is good. Wherever you're going to, there is going to be factory, once you pull your panels off and pull the carpet up, there will be factory ground points all throughout the car that you can easily attach to if you don't feel like drilling holes or anything like that. I can't tell you how many times we've like pulled out systems and there'll be a ground screw and then they did all this scratching and crappy and literally there was a factory ground point like 6 inches away, but it was behind a panel and they would have had to take that panel off. So do your due diligence, pull some panels off, see if you can find a factory ground point in that general vicinity. If you haven't found one, then obviously you're going to need some type of a screw that will, you know, do a nice 1-inch circle, file all the paint away, make sure there's nothing underneath it, and screw it in. I mean, that's what you got to do. Don't use a seat bolt, for God's sakes, people. Don't use a seat bolt. Don't ground it to the seat frame. It has to be grounded in the metal of the car. It's so hilarious when people ground these things to like bolts on bolts. It's like, no, it's not how it works.
Why don't
Oh, wait, one more thing to that. Don't worry about the length of your piece of 0 gauge. So like if you're mounting your amp here and the factory ground is like 3 feet away, it's okay. It's okay. It's not going to hurt anything by doing that. Okay, I know when everyone freaks out, it's got to be, no, just do that. It's all right. All right, go ahead.
All right, why don't we see loaded boxes like the 3 ways? Woofer, tweeter, and mid-range with a built-in crossover.
So we did see a lot of that in the 80s and 90s. That was really popular. Like JBL made a lot of that. And the problem why I don't think we see that nowadays, and you can think about this one for a second, is because it's been more concentration on a front stage in a car. So like we're putting a lot of effort now with DSP and front stage and like a kicker key, you know, she has the benefit of having a kicker key in her car, which makes all her sound come up on the dash, and she just doesn't care. It's just like, make my country star sound good, yeah, woo! Okay, so we have this now, and factory cars are coming with crappy center channels, and so we've moved forward to put the emphasis in the front of the car. When you look at those, they're putting the emphasis in the back of the car. Now, I know there's a certain portion of this industry that like they'll put horns, like 6 horns across the back deck with tons of loudspeakers, and it's more of a loud thing. Like, how loud can I get my vehicle? You have 27 speakers in the door. So yeah, but I feel like the enclosure with those arrays on them, just that's not a thing anymore. It's not like people want.
And
Jeep.
For example, like Mexico and Dominican Republic and all these countries, they still do that.
Yes.
They still put everything behind the car, tweeters, mid-range, mid-basses, everything in there.
Well, hell, they would put boxes. There would be stuff hanging right here.
And they still do. Like I believe here is more little like quality of the sound that you want to care about.
Well, I also feel like it just depends on what aspect of car audio you're into, because I mean, this is one of those weird, there's so many different offshoots. You have the loudspeaker guys, you have the SPL guys, you have the sound quality guys, you have the daily driver guys, you have the demo guys, you have this huge variety, and as a manufacturer, you're just trying to figure out like where do you fit. Like a DS18 I could totally see coming out with a subwoofer enclosure that has array on it, because that's their base. They
No, I mean,
have
just
those customers.
keep in mind the Jeep bar that just came out.
Oh,
it
yeah.
has
10s and 8s.
Tens and eights and
Granted,
all
they're
that stuff.
loudspeakers
Yeah.
and not SPO.
Right. is the
So,
idea.
I think I don't think you'd see Kicker go back to that. I mean, even though they're the OG, the original, or they're the guys that came up with that. I don't think you'd ever see them go back to that because it's not their core audience anymore.
Nah, not anymore. 2012 F-150 non-premium sound. I want to swap the speakers and add a 4-channel amplifier and keep the factory radio. Suggestions: Kicker key with the KS. I'm sorry.
Do you like your speakers? Do you like them a lot? Did you notice a difference at all between the old ones and the new ones? You just get in and play it. You have no conscience whatsoever about what is happening in your car, do you? Is that a no? You gotta answer me when I ask a question.
Look at this bitch.
A Kicker key with some KS is not bad. It'd be a great upgrade to the car.
Yeah.
One of the things we do recommend with the Kicker key, when we first did the Kicker key, was like it's a 4-channel amp. It'll power 4 speakers, no problem. Like in her car right now, it's a front and rear application. However, it does do bi-amp capability, which we have found is the better use for it. So if you are going to do the Ford system, if you have a front set of components and a mid bass, I would strongly recommend using the Kicker key for a front stage and just replace the rear speakers with something. Let the radio do their power and call it a day, and just really concentrate on that front stage where you're sitting and enjoy it the most. KS speakers are awesome. They have a great sound quality to them. The new tweeter is definitely, they brought that up a notch, or well, several notches. It's way more definition than the previous version. It's also a tad bit louder. Actually, it's a really nice upgrade to the speaker.
Totally changed.
They sound nothing like the old ones. So yeah, very happy.
All right, Kenwood XR 7-inch or Morel Maximus. What has more mid bass?
The Maximos. Yeah, totally the Maximos. Those 6x9s are hard to beat, man. Oh my God. The thing though you got to remember about the Maximo is that it is deep. Okay, it's not the 7-inch is super shallow. So for whatever you're doing, it'll go into. But that Morel is just, I mean, would you agree?
Yeah.
You gotta, yeah. Would you agree?
As good as me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I bring them. Guys. But yeah, the Maximo will definitely have the most mid bass out of all of them. It's probably, out of 6x9s that we've tested, and we've pretty much played them all at this point, they definitely win for sure.
Yeah, they have really nice mid bass. Totally.
My favorite arcade back in the, okay, so Haley, how am I at video games?
Terrible. That's the one question I can answer solid. Terrible, so bad.
So
I would say for you,
yeah,
I honestly wouldn't, I don't know.
Solitaire.
No. God, I hate that game.
Yeah, it's at my level.
What would you say?
I sucked at everything. I mean,
Yeah, but I feel like you like.
I like
this.
Centipede. Like I could do Centipede because it's just a ball and you just keep firing. So you're just doing this and. But I was not good, but I was better than bad. Like I could get maybe past.
He was an amateur.
Amateur? No, dude. What's below an amateur? I was straight up basic, man. Dude, I was straight up like, oh, I'm here for the game. What do I do? You just gotta roll the ball. What do I do?
Pong.
No, I sucked at
Jason?
Pong. I sucked at Pong. That you had to.
That was hard.
We still have Pong, so because we bought that for Christmas a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Below amateur poser. No, I didn't even attempt to be good at. So Disney had Disney Quest, which was their arcade, which we talked about before. They just did away with it.
Arcade.
It was the most amazing place ever, and since we're Disney pass holders, we had access to it. They just knocked it down and put in the NBA experience. There again, another place I can take no advantage of because I can't really.
The only thing you were good at there was putting the balls in the can.
Yes, I could put the balls in the cannon to shoot. But you know, these guys, they would walk around all day and just like, and I would just walk around and just like take pictures of the signs.
I'll hold the soda.
I'll hold the cup. I did. I'd walk around with the cup, and you know, if Centipede was open, I'd play that, or maybe I'd lose at Pac-Man pretty quick. But yeah, it was a boring day for me. But it's the, you know, as a dad, it's the sacrifices you make so that your wife and daughter can have a splendid experience.
So annoying. Did we mention this beach?
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and thanks. I want to say thank you for everyone that's a fan of the show. Whatever, obviously you're a fan here. You know, we have a ton of social network presence, obviously on Instagram and Facebook, and there's 3 YouTube channels that we play with. So we, you know, when we started this many years ago, I went back this week and actually watched our first live show that we did for the Monday night show that we do. Oh, it was horrible. It was in front of the display at the store. We used to talk about news. It was only like I think the first episode we did was only like 22 minutes long. It was back in 2017, I think, or 2015. It was in a teen year, obviously.
It's been a long time.
But
It
you know,
had to be in a teen year.
I know it was a joke. Thanks. I mentioned this beach. So you know, you guys have come with us, and when we first started this, we never thought we'd be where we are right now, and it's been a lot of fun. Well, we hoped. I mean, we would drive home and we would be like, you know, hey man, when we hit 5,000, bro, this thing's gonna take off and it's gonna be awesome. And here we are, you know, 155,000 several years later, and
Still paddling.
Still just trying to do it, still have hopes and dreams and aspirations for the channel, but it's you guys taking time out of your day to watch these videos and have
supporting
fun.
the show, definitely.
And yeah, definitely, you know, just making this what it is, and this is why we do it. I mean, you know, when we first started, we were like, man, we want to do live content. We're like, there will be no one that'll sit through this. I mean, if you think about it, we say this is the longest running live car audio show for Q&A on the internet. It's the truth. Like, obviously Steve has been doing this a lot longer than most of us or everyone in car audio has, but as far as a live Q&A show where we bring content to you every week, no one does that, and we've been doing it, and it was one of our dreams to be able to do that, and it's worked. And so we want to thank all you guys. Of course, happy Thanksgiving and all that fun stuff. And Haley, what do we got behind us?
The beautiful scenery of a beach.
So this is, I think, the 4th year we decided on this one. But all right, what do we got? Who's
all
the
right.
10?
Hang on. Before that.
Okay, before that, wait.
I have a 2024 Edge ST with the BO system. Do you have any ideas where is the factory amplifier?
Underneath the passenger rear seat, I believe is where it's at.
Really?
It's right over here underneath the passenger rear seat. In the edge.
Not on this side?
It's somewhere over. I thought it was underneath the passenger rear seat in the edge, but.
Okay.
Okay, so we know that Nav TV makes the adapter for BO if it has that blue USB cable on it, then it'll work.
The seat, it's
there. I think it's I think there's a cover over it. You got to remove a couple things, but if memory serves, that's where it's at. All right.
All right, Daniel Torres, thank you for the 10, man. Happy Thanksgiving, guys, from Chicago. Thank you for everything you guys do on the 12-volt community. You guys' information pushes me to be better every day. Thank you.
Kind of goes with the whole hand in hand thing of us, you know, what I was talking about. I mean, you know, we wanted this to be something special, and it has. Why not use the seat bolt? Because you're not getting, first off, most seat bolts aren't actually, they're welded into place into the frame. It's not an actual point of contact. If you look at how a seat bolt is, usually there's how they're attached into the car. It's like if you were to use a threaded nut cert, which is a bad ground point, they're not the best. They don't work. And plus, we'll see people that actually ground to the seat frame. So you have an anodized piece of metal sitting on a painted piece of metal. I mean, hey, obviously we all know that guys do all kinds of crazy stuff when it comes to doing installations. The problem is you want to set yourself up for as most success as possible. Grounding to the seat is not doing that at all. All right, it's not setting you up for success. Yeah, sure, it's a big bolt. So it doesn't make it a great ground. I mean, yes, if you want to go to the ground and measure your resistance between those 2 points, if it's within what it's supposed to be, by all means, knock yourself out and use it. However, if you ever have a problem, the first thing they're going to ask you is, where did you ground it? And when you say, to my seat bolt, they're going to look at you and go, yeah, that's not a good ground. And it's not.
And they're not going to tell you nothing else until you fix it and get a good ground. So.
There's going to be a factory ground point somewhere around there that you can connect to.
See, honestly, if you have that much equipment, good equipment, or that much power, drilling a hole to make a good ground is worth it for your equipment and for all the headaches that you're gonna have in the future. So
we'll just leave it like this: the weakest link is always your problem. The weakest link. In car audio, there's
I watched that show.
Oh yeah. In car audio, that's right. Did you watch that show?
No.
Oh, in car audio, I'm surprised. There is a plethora of opportunities for weak links. You know, prime example, yesterday we were working on the Chevy that we just finished. Because as I said on Instagram several times, I was coming in early to get that finished so the gentleman could go home today to be with his family for Thanksgiving. He was staying in a hotel. So we put in 6 hours of overtime on that just to get it done. Not something I like to do, just because I want to have some form of a life too. But it had to get done. Well, you know, you try to pay attention, but sometimes you miss things. And that's why, of course, when we get done with any system, we do a ton of tests to make sure that we didn't miss anything. Immediately when we went in there and tested it, everything's polarity was kind of, it was the balance and fader. Something as simple as balance and fader. Polarity was spot on. So we're like, dope, everything was perfect. We're like, man, this is great. And then the door chime, we tested the door chime. The door chime came out of the passenger side of the car, and I was like, it's not supposed to do that.
And if you're not paying attention, you're like, okay, it's fine, it's the sound, so it's fine.
Oh, you're so mean.
Yeah, anyways, balance and fader was backwards. So I was like, wait a minute, how can the balance and fader be backwards? So immediately I had to go through all my connection points in my head to figure out where I could possibly have screwed that up. So in the passenger kick panel was where the factory radio brain was. We had to solder in wire to extend that out and then put in a connector so that we could make a serviceable remove and plug back in. We heat shrinked, color coded the whole thing so that it was like purple to purple, white to white, gray to gray, green to green. So we knew that was all correct. And then it was like, okay, where do we go past that? All right, out of that goes into the load resistors. Did I switch the load resistors? No, we can physically see them. All the colors match up. And then out of that, they go into the amplifier. And sure enough, right at the amplifier, I had left and right flipped on both front and rear. For some reason, at 6 o'clock in the morning when I was looking at it, L and R did this. So it was, simple enough, pull it down, switch those two. So there's 5 places to screw that system up. In the signal path, there's 5 connection points, okay? So when I say set yourself up for success, there was 5 places to screw that up. I picked one, and that's all it took. But there was 5 other places that could have been messed up, all right? So you have to do the best job. And we're professionals. We do this every day of the week, and we still 5 points, got one wrong. It's what happens, okay?
Yeah.
So set yourself up for success. Do the proper grounding that's needed. Don't ground it to the frame rail or seat bolt. All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Spizzle.
Yeah.
All right,
Spizzle.
for the 1999, man. Thank you.
Spizzle for Rizzle.
Yeah, I'm confused about the install you guys did.
I'm too.
That you put a PS165F3 on the RMS for those speakers are 80 watts, and you use an audio control to power them, and the RMS is the audio control is 125 watts.
Yes, it is. Why are you confused? Most of the time you're going to overpower speakers. It's just how it happens. You better to have the power and than not have the power.
And you're not going to blow them if you use the proper crossovers.
Proper crossover points, proper
Save
equalization.
gains, yeah.
We run those speakers on that amplifier all the time.
More power is better.
More power is better. I mean, there's no reason to not have bigger amplifiers. you're not going to blow the speakers by running too much amplifier to them. You're going to blow the speakers from improperly setting up the amplifiers. That's where you blow things. That's where stuff starts to break. Distortion, overheating them from improper equalization. That kind of stuff will just destroy a speaker. I mean, to dial that back, at one point, Kenwood made a 400 watt 4-channel amplifier. Big thing, had a cool sliding door on it, was Exelon. I ran that whole amplifier bridge to a set of 7x10s. That's right, bigger than 6x9. 7x10s, the front door to my Dodge Ram, okay? That was like triple the amount of power those things should have had. And let me tell you what, I still have those, and I beat that out of them because it was just like proper crossover point, proper equalization. These are all things that these things need. And then there's a thing we could talk about like headroom, and like we always talk about gain overlap. Obviously, if you have something with a lot of power, you don't need to gain it up because there's no need to. You're getting plenty of power to those speakers. I can tell you right now that most people, they always want more power, and you just might as well get it. You'll never have a problem when you have too much power. You're gonna have your problems when you don't have enough power, and mainly because you always want more. Low power isn't the issue. It's you that's the issue, not realizing how, okay, it can only get this loud because I only have this much power.
The setup process.
Yeah,
You know,
so-
it's just that, the equalization and all that. So.
You okay? What do you got?
Nothing.
What did you read? Anything good there?
No.
No?
I was just breathing.
Oh, you're just breathing?
Yeah.
You got anything to add? Anything you want to say?
Nope.
You don't want to put in your 2 cents? What about pimping your show?
Subscribe to The Boring Life. Make what 5-star is for us. Please.
Are you excited about today?
Thanksgiving?
Yes. I mean, you're going to eat
I
turkey.
wish it was Christmas.
Whoa, slow it down. Enjoy the whole Christmas month, man. I mean, you got don't rush it. Just kind of enjoy it. You got anything you want to add?
Why is the factory JBL system is not good?
It's not that it's not good. It's just that there's plenty of holes in it that
It
where
is
there's
not good.
It's just it doesn't sound good. I mean, all right.
For some of the people,
Sounds great.
they will like it and they're like perfectly fine. That's what I need. I don't need nothing else.
There's plenty of people out there that like
Yes.
Bose.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's
Exactly.
nothing wrong with that either. If you like the way something sounds, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no good or bad in the system. Most people don't like the way it sounds in the sense that they get in, they're used to something else, and they get in there and they go, oh, I don't like the way that sounds. So then we make it better. But there's plenty of people that buy it and go, damn, this is the best sounding car I've ever had. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, rock what you rock and own it and be happy and be proud of whatever it is you like. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, sound is cool because sound is unique to each individual and you get to express it how you want. I mean, if you want subwoofers and tweeters and that's it, you can do that. No one's going to tell you you can't do it. It's your car. It's your life. It's how you want to live it.
Yep.
You know, insecurities are what drive people to do things that are different. They don't, it's like someone told me this sucked, but I kind of like it. Well, own it then. It's okay. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, if you get in and you're content, it's good enough is good enough, fine. If you get in there though and it's like, well then fix it. The other thing too is if you don't have anything good to base it on, then, you know, cracker's just a cracker.
Yeah.
Best cracker you've ever had.
Larry, thank you, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for the $20.
Now, as I was saying, without reading the questions, is there anything you want to add to the show? Like, you know, we're rounding to the end of the hour here, so I didn't know if there was any like words of Fernando wisdom that you would want to betroth onto these people.
Enjoy your day.
You know, you do
I
some
mean,
talking for a minute.
A lot of people they're gonna have this long weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. They don't come back until Monday, so.
And they all
enjoy.
suck because of that?
Yeah, because of that. So.
Did you hear that?
Oh, what did he say?
She goes, get on the trail.
Oh.
They're just riding their bikes. You
Yeah.
can't ride your bike on the trail.
But no, that's it, man.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
See you guys tomorrow.
No. Well, I mean on Instagram.
That's
Well,
what
yeah,
that's
we're
it,
known as
yeah.
what?
Just got a new subscriber.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Boring Life with Dean and Haley. And of course,
Oh,
head
so
over to the
she's
merch
dragging it.
shop. Oh, yeah, yeah. See, you saw her pep right up,
Yeah.
man. As soon as you mentioned her name in the comments, Love y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. Haley just loses it. It's like, so there's gonna be one guy that'll say, you know, it's just like a kid in her phone the whole time. No,
Oh my gosh, every time.
She's literally just reading the comments. That's all she's doing. I mean, that's what they do, guys. If you don't have kids, it's like they're watching the video, reading the comments just to see what these people are putting out there. I mean, he's doing the same thing.
Yeah,
every
he
time,
always does it.
Every
and
time
I'm
I go on
always getting
Instagram, it's like,
roasted.
why Fernando always in his phone? Because I have to read your question.
So
That's why.
annoying.
As you see, I'm not doing anything other than doing the talkie, you know, which is annoying enough. So I have to have these guys here to feed me the bullet points, so to speak, and answer your questions.
I'm not reading nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, guys, it is Thanksgiving. Today is a day of giving thanks, and that is why we do this, because we want to give thanks for you guys being a part of this show. And part of giving thanks is, of course, what's coming up, which is the 12 days of Christmas. We've been talking about this, and we will continue to talk about it till it happens on December 7th. We talked about it on the Monday show, and a lot of guys were like, well, where do I register and all that? You can't register yet. How is it going to work? There's going to be a question in the morning, and you're going to email us an answer that's going to allow us to grab from that pool of emails, and we're going to award the prizes later in the day, usually about 6 or 7 o'clock. So everyone, trust me, you are not going to not know to enter. So don't stress about it. The whole purpose of this, like I was talking with our boy Todd Ramsey, who's on day number 2, is giving away some oscilloscopes and like
a lot of stuff.
A lot of panel tools and some classic. Dude, you big guys out there, we got 2 big jackets that he sent us. So we're going to have some XL and I think a 2XL giant jacket to give away. We got a couple hats to give away from him. So there's going to be lots of fun on Todd Day. But I was talking to him last night and he's like, all right, so this question, how hard can it be? And I'm like, it's got to be Google. You got to be able to use Googleable. I can't even say it. You got to be able to use Google to figure it out, because we want to give this stuff away. We don't want it to be hard. So, you know, you got to do a little work, which is answering a question. Oh, it's painful. Oh my God. But we're not asking you to do anything else other than that. And really the only reason why we're doing that is so we can have a list to draw from. So we can have a bunch of guys enter and we can randomly pick people and be like, here you go, everyone gets this cool stuff. Oh, and panel tools. He gave us like plastic vinyl panel tools. So we still have the idea of panel tools. And of course we have the new gift. I tell you what, since you guys are all still here, all you guys that are still here, Mobile Solutions, we just teamed up with Mobile Solutions. Well, we're not supposed to talk about this, but I don't really care because he's not going to be this deep into the video. We just teamed up and we made a tool for Mobile Solutions. This is something we've talked about, Fernando and I have been talking about for about 2 years now. And because of something that happened earlier in the year, we had to drag out our release date on it. But we have these. Okay? These. And
you have to have the light reflective.
I know, but to go with those, we have these. And what these are, which one do we want? We want this one.
That one.
This guy right here, which you
Put
can't.
it next to you, to your shirt.
This is it. Is that the right direction? This is the wire ruler. That's right. We finally came out with our wire ruler. This goes like this. All right. So these are going to be 24 bucks and 2 for 40. And of course, they're going to come in a bunch of random colors that we all have. And the reason why they're this colors is it's so when it's laying on your workbench, which we found, we've been playing with these things for months now. They've been on and off in videos. We've kind of showed the clear version of them, but you can't see it, and that's why we figured out that white or clear is a really bad idea. But these are going to be for, we're going to have a whole video and we'll talk about it more, but these are going to be, so you're going to get 2 for 40. So they come with the small one, they come with both pieces, the small piece and the big piece. The idea is so that you can put these together like this and be longer, or just use this short piece to do closer things. And the holes are like 1 1/4 inch, which is my standard. This top row here, this is my standard. This is what I drill. So anytime you see me put 100,000 zip ties in something, this is what I'm using. Fortunately for me, I've been doing it for years, so I can actually do that by eye. But most people can't. So this ruler is designed to, you can go right up next to an amplifier. You drill your first thing of holes. You put a little piece of template tape on here to stick it down. You pick it up, peel it up, put it back down, or you can just hold it, do your quick holes, slide it, do your quick holes. So you have on this side, you have 3/4 of an inch. The reason why you have 3/4 of an inch is sometimes when you're doing close work, you want to be closer, or you don't want to do this, you want to go farther, so you skip every other hole, and now you have 1.5 inches. Or you could go this and go big, and you can do 2.5 inches. So the whole idea behind this is something simple that will just lay on your workbench or hang or do whatever, and you can pull it up and you can have nice straight runs of wire that you don't normally get. What do you got? Why are you hitting me? There's also on here it tells you the sizes. So like what size to use for what size zip tie. Someone asked that question, so I gotta remember. Okay, Jesus. We cut them backwards so that they light up when you put them on. So this is all nice and looks cool. But 4-inch zip ties need a 9/64. 8-inch zip ties take a 5/32. These holes, of course, are the 5/32. So you can just boom, 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 nice to go.
What's up, Jeff?
We got several cool colors. So why are you laughing?
Because some KM said, will they easily break if you smack someone with it? Have you tested it?
Yes, I have actually tested that, and
If you
do smack somebody with them really hard, they will snap in half. No question about it. So do not use them to hit people. You'll be sad. But they will be available 2 for $40 and 1 for $24.99 at mobilesolutions-usa.com. They're not up on the site yet. We've been getting that. Hopefully they'll be up tomorrow or by the end of the week. We were supposed to wait, but you know what? We've been waiting for this to come out for months.
You remember early in the video when he said he was good at keeping secrets? He just exposed his own secret.
All right, so fine. Either way, it's called Dwyer Ruler. That's Fernando's name. He came up with that. I did not. Actually, between him and Brian, they came up with the name. Mine was the Ugly Wire Stick, but they didn't like that. It got vetoed like right away.
Jeff Smith.
Oh, and Jeff was one of the people that was in on this right from the beginning, because we came up, like I said, we came up with this a long time ago. It's just we had to wait so hopefully this will be up by the end of today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, or any day thereafter. They have all the information. It's going to get up there. So if not, send them an email. Go, when can I buy a Dwyer Ruler? Dwyer Ruler. So like I said, I think they're just going to come randomly though, as far as the color you're going to get. They're just going to send you, you get a short one, you get a long one. The whole idea behind the color is not to be like fashionably cool. It's literally so that when it's sitting on your workbench, you can see it. That was the problem we ran into, is that black ones blended in with the amplifiers. Clear ones you could never see, and you need it clear so that you can see on top of the surface that you're working on. That's why they're these. But just like when I don't know why they make black tools. It doesn't make any sense. So we wanted them to be bright and easy to see, so that when you're working and you have all your tools scattered all over the place, this guy right here is laying there and you're like, where? It's like, boom, there it is right there. Pick it up, drill your holes, drop it back down. Yeah. But yeah, so just to give you a close-up of what this looks like. So there's
slow, like
I am. So there's the text to tell you what size. There's the Mobile Solutions logo. There's the 5-star logo, and there's the Dwyer Ruler right there. So, and then you'll notice it has like this little puzzle piece ending here, because this clips right into it like this. Oh, hold on. Let me go to.
It's fine if the colors don't match. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the colors probably won't match. Who cares? No, it was that was one of the samples that when we were designing it. So this is the smaller one here. It just says Dwyer Ruler, and there again has the sizes of the drill bits and whatnot, just in case you forget. But this allows you to make it longer. The whole idea, Fernando was like, if they want to go longer, we'll come with that. But my plan was just so you have a short one and a long one. But if you need a really long one, you could put them together like this, tape it into place, and just like, just machine gun down all the holes. Is this your first invention? No, but this is the only one we can talk about. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
So this is them. That brings us to the end of the show, guys. You guys got a little sneak peek there. Thanks for hanging out with us today and spending your morning, this glorious Thanksgiving that it is. We want to thank you guys, of course, for just coming along with this crazy journey. This social media, whatever the heck it is, This has been a lot of fun, and it hopefully will continue to be a lot of fun. We all know this year has sucked, but it is going to get better next month with a bunch of free car stereo equipment, because what the hell, who doesn't love free car stereo equipment?
So many companies they involved.
I mean, trust me, we're blown away by this. And that's it. For Haley, what would get there again?
Don't forget to subscribe to The Boring Life of Dean and Haley.
Fernando, what would you like to say?
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Lame.
Guys, thank you so much for watching as always. Fernando,
on to the next one.
You guys have a nice night as always. A blessed Thanksgiving if you're into celebrating that. Hopefully your turkey is not dry and it is yummy. And if you're not eating turkey, well, whatever it is you're eating, we hope you love it as much as we're gonna love eating our dinners tonight. And if you're not eating any dinner tonight because you're on a fast or whatever, you know, hey, we'll be thinking of you. You guys be healthy, be safe, do smart things, make good choices.
Look at this great beach one last time.
Frostbite, thank you so much for sending us the cool t-shirts.
Yes.
I'm sure there's going to be some Black Friday deals from those guys. I think it has to do with this t-shirt. So make sure if you need a subwoofer enclosure to head over to frostbite.com. I'm sorry, Frostbite boxes, frostbitebox.com. They know
Get
what
your
it is.
Boring Life merch.
Teespring/store. Teespring.com/store/boringlife.
No. Teesprings.com/stores/the-boring life of Dean and Haley. He made it tricky.
I didn't mean to. Of course, you can find the 5-star stuff there as well. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you back here again. Of course, Saturday. We'll be back here Saturday. Tune in tomorrow on Instagram. I'm sure we'll pop on at some time and talk about it. The new show is canceled because there's nothing else. The closest thing we got to red is going to be this funky pink. We needed an opaque color, and they didn't have red available at the time. Maybe one day. We'll see how it goes. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.